City Council meeting to order for Monday, November 15th, 2021, 6:30 PM. In the Newport City Council room, all members of the council are present. Others include James Johnson, our clerk treasurer, and Laura Dogan, our city manager. And joining us remotely is Steve Dalpy. He's for item number 4. So the next item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of November 1st, 2021.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Mr. Vashon to approve the minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Wilson. Discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Next item are comments by members of the public. As no one has signed up, okay. The next item is VAST Permission Memorandum of Understanding for 2021-22. This is the annual resolution or memorandum of understanding that we have signed and approved for the last, how many years now?
I think this is the 4th.
The 4th year. It allows permission to use Broadview Ave and Landing Street with a curfew from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. on Landing Street. And we have Steve Dalpy on the conference call. Steve, would you like to add anything?
No, I don't. I haven't, we didn't receive any problems last year, no messages or anything like that. So we're just hoping to get permission to use Broadview Avenue and Landing Street again for the rest of 2021 and 2022 season.
Okay. Any questions from council members?
So this is, they're not going to use the railroad bridge anymore, right? They didn't last year. They set it up and they had some damage. And-
That's up to them.
Yeah, okay.
They put the mats on it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's nothing we did.
Yeah, okay.
I thought in the past that we gave them permission to come into
We
Palmer
are not
Park.
looking to use the railroad bridge this year.
What was that? You're not looking to use the railroad bridge?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
What club was it in the years past? I thought it was the Drift Dusters.
Is that, Steve, is that the name of your club, the Drift Dusters?
No, we're the North Country Mountaineers, and we have been the ones that have groomed down for years and years, but Roger with the Drift Dusters started this program with the permission with the council, but I have taken it over since then. But it's always been the North Country Mountaineers that has done the grooming in that area.
Okay.
Other questions? Chief, you had no issues whatsoever the last winter or the past couple?
None.
None? Okay. All right. And with that, I would entertain a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding for 2021-22.
I move to approve the memorandum of understanding between the North Country Mountaineers and the city of Newport for the use of Broadview Avenue and Landing Street.
Motion made by Ms. Pedersen. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Charbonneau. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. So you're all set for another year, Steve.
Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
You too, thank you. Okay, so I will sign. I will sign right here. you. Okay, the next item on the agenda is to appoint John Hollimer as the E911 coordinator. And also, well, we have two separate items. As the E911 coordinator.
I'll move to appoint John Parliament as the E911 coordinator.
Motion made by Ms. Pedersen, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Vashon, discussion? Then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. The next item 6 is to appoint John Hallemer as the zoning administrator.
I'll move to appoint John Parliament as the zoning administrator.
A motion made by Ms. Pedersen, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Wilson, discussion? The discussion I have is this is temporary until we've advertised for a position.
Yes, yep, and I'll use the same recruitment or interview strategy, which is to pull together a committee of people to do the interview, and then they'll make a recommendation to you, the city council, that the city council will approve.
Is there a plan in place for somebody to cover the fire department while he's doing his zoning duties?
It's other duties as assigned, so he's doing both right now. And I'm providing support to the planning commission, so I'm attending their meetings and doing their minutes and working with them. He's doing just the zoning permit portion and enforcement. We're both doing the enforcement portion.
And state statute governs the vast majority of that position.
Yes, that's why you guys have to appoint.
We have to appoint,
Yeah.
and anybody, as far as the interview process, need to include at least a council member,
Yeah,
for sure, because
yeah.
they report directly to the council. They're under your authority, but they report to the council
Yeah.
per state statute.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yes.
How will this work with being the chair of the DRB?
You don't have to conflict out of
I'm sorry,
anything.
we can't hear you, Laura.
He'll have to recuse himself in for anything that goes before the DRB.
He'll have to excuse himself from anything that
It's
goes.
really hard to hear.
It is.
He'll have to recuse himself from anything that goes to the DRB.
Okay.
Should the motion be an interim zoning?
It's up to you. He is the zoning administrator with full power and authority
Right.
until you appoint somebody else. We're moving forward so that you don't have a gap in service. So if you decide that you want it temporary, it's fine. He's still empowered. So it's entirely up to you how you want to make the motion.
It's been advertised, I've seen it in the paper. Oh. I've seen it advertised in the paper. I don't know if we've had any responses or not yet, but I have seen the ad for that and then the other positions, so.
I was just afraid people would see this appointment and say, oh, well, I was gonna put in for it, but it's already filled.
No, it's, I see that. It's advertised, the deadline to apply is November 26th. It's the day after Thanksgiving, so if people want to brush up their resume and application during the holiday and get it in, that'd be awesome. I mean, I don't know how to address that because we still need to have a zoning administrator, but your point's well taken.
Do we currently have any permits pending? That there's gonna be a DRB meeting coming up? I haven't seen or heard of
Nothing that
any.
I found. Everything has been administrative stuff.
And you had a DRB meeting recently. Well, it's been a little
It's
while.
been a while.
Been a while, that's right.
Yeah, there's nothing on the radar that I've seen so far.
And you will be also assisting the planning commission?
No.
No, that's me.
Okay, because I know the zoning administrator has been doing work for the planning commission. Okay, just trying to get it straight of
Oh,
who's
yeah.
doing what.
Yeah?
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. The next item is the Newport City budget presentation and set review schedule.
Your annual packets presented. And there you have it. Last year, we set the schedule, I think we did 2 or 3 departments in a row. We found last year that we could have done more on our schedule. We didn't realize that things would go that well. I might suggest we try to employ that again this year. And I was thinking in my mind's eye, and others please chime in, that we might do at our next meeting, the admin, fire department, and police department for December 6th. And then the next meeting would be the 20th. We would do the rec department, public works, and other. And then that would give you a couple of weeks in there between the holidays to decide if you needed more time. By pure coincidence, I think the past 3 budgets in a row have been approved the first Monday in January, which would be January 3rd. So if you'd like to stick to that schedule, I think that will give you time. If you find that you needed to set up a special meeting, you'd have time to be able to do that if one was needed. So what I'm proposing is that you would have this as part of your agenda at your regular council meetings.
So we're looking at December 6th, December 20th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Questions, comments from council members on the schedule?
I'll just mention that the last day they can warn for annual meetings is January 30th. So that's the last day, so you want to have this done so we can get it in there before that. So
What was the date?
30th of January, so it's the last day that can be warned.
When do we have to be to the printers? Because that's, what, middle of January
Yeah.
usually?
Well, petitions, articles have to be in by the 13th, petitions have to be in by the 20th or something like that, and then I've got to get it warned by the 30th. So we don't want to go too far into January with this.
Mhm.
January 3rd, we've got the 3rd, the 10th, and the 17th as Mondays. So, in January.
Yeah.
So, okay. Any other comments or questions on the schedule? And we'll have it up on the screen.
I'll have it up on the screen. Yep. Same process as before. That seems to work pretty well. So we'll have the department heads come and present their budget, give you an opportunity to ask questions, and facilitate it from there.
And I'll have it where I can show it on here if in case anyone connects remote.
Yep. Yep.
All right, so we're set for our schedule.
Excellent. Thank you.
Moving on. The next item is new business. Mr. Johnson?
I'll just mention this briefly. Of course, the apportionment committee is meeting, trying to redistrict the state, the representative and senator. And the last I heard was, I think one of the choices they're looking at is have Newport City be its own district all by itself. We'll have one representative. It means we could lose one to somebody else, Coventry or another district. Or, and the last thing I heard was they want to consider taking part of Prouty Drive and moving it to Derby, part of the city. I emailed this Tom Little, the chair of that committee, and told him that I didn't think that was a great idea. I mean, we're not a town, we're a city, a small city, and we should remain whole. So it's, in my opinion, either leave the city as its own district or leave it the way it is currently, instead of taking part of the city and moving it to the Derby district. I suspect somebody may have looked at the map wrong. If you look at the map, Prouty Drive from the property line of Mrs. Lucas lived in the big white house on the right, from there up to Silas Avenue, Derby anyway. So if that's what they're talking about, I don't have a problem with it. Anything else, I don't think it's a... To any, they're aware. I emailed them and told them I didn't think that was a great idea.
That's
And
right.
maybe the council, you guys can decide what you think, but Paul, I think Paul's aware of it.
But,
I
when
think
do we
the
have,
population limit is 4287.
4287 is the ideal. Now,
But you got a 7% variance one way or the other.
right, now, that's almost like a few years ago, or 10 years ago, when they did it, they wanted to take the Lake Road
Yeah.
and move that into a different district. And it's so confusing when you have, if you have one little street that would be in a different district, that
Well,
would,
as it stands now, I do the city, Newport, Center, Coventry, Harrisburg, and Troy, believe it or not, is in our district. Why they've got it like that, I don't understand.
population,
Yeah.
two-person district. But no, I know
They've
that
been dealing with that for years.
The
I
push
talked to
it-
Woody Page, he said they'll probably start all over again before it's done anyway and go at it again.
right, the push is to have one-member districts throughout the state
Yeah.
is what they're trying to do. I know I chatted with Mike Marcotte, and it seemed like, if they're gonna go to one-member district, you keep all of Newport together, which in reality, with the population, is the variance of 7%. We fall right within it, keeping the whole city in that district if it goes to one. Now, I haven't seen anything on the Senate side. Are we losing a
I
senator?
haven't seen anything on that
They're
either,
just focusing on the House right now.
but that's coming.
Right.
Just be aware of that, you may see some stuff floating around about that, but
Thank you. Yeah.
I
Okay,
hope they leave us alone, to tell you the truth.
right. Okay, any other new business? Mr. Johnson?
No.
No. Mr. Charbonneau?
No.
Mr. Wilson?
No.
I don't have anything new. Anything new, Ms. Pedersen?
Well, we all know what's near and dear to my heart, recycling. Our recycling, we have, and we know Reg is going, and he's done such a great job of kind of whipping us all into shape and having our stuff sorted out right and all that kind of stuff. And do we have like a transition plan, so SOPs, anything like that for somebody else coming in? I mean, I know Ira's there, but,
We will be putting some energy into that this
Yeah.
week. We gotta find the right people.
okay.
You haven't advertised it yet, though,
No, we're trying to figure it out in-house first.
because the end of December will be here before you know it.
Sure will.
It just works like such a well-oiled machine down there, so.
Well, Reg is very special.
He is, I know.
And that would be a very high standard if we can achieve that. We'll be doing well.
Yeah, we should be able to, I think.
Yes. Any other new business?
No, except when I like come back from recycling and yell at my husband because he put something in the recycling and Reg caught it.
Okay.
Okay.
Nothing.
Nothing? Anything?
Yes, I would like to let the city council know that there will be a tree lighting on December 4th. And would like to extend an invitation. And with that, if I could just turn it over to Mike Brown to give a brief description about what you can expect. Mike?
Thank you, Laura. So December 4th, we're planning a fun night at Palmer Park, tree lighting. 4 o'clock, we're going to have a Christmas carol sing-along for about a half an hour. And then at 4:30, Santa Claus is going to ride in on the fire truck and light the tree. And that'll lead into the Light Up the Night parade that's going to start at 5 o'clock down Main Street. So that's the plan, and it would be great to have you all there and light up the tree with Santa Claus. So, yay.
Okay, sounds good. We had tree lightings there before. Yeah. Any other new business?
No, thank you.
Okay. Old business, Mr. Johnson? Mr. Charbonneau?
Just one question. The parklet, what's, did that pause the construction or?
Tom, do you want to give a status on the parklet?
Yeah, it's kind of a
couldn't get the concrete to be poured this time of year. Just gearing up for winter, trying to take care of other stuff.
That's all
Huh.
right. I figured it was something either survived or
I've got 3 other projects electrical wise that I'm still waiting, you know, everybody's booked up right now, waiting for them to finish up. So I didn't attack this knowing they haven't even finished the other projects yet, so. We'll hit it first thing in the spring and have it up and running.
thank you.
Welcome.
Any other old business? Mr. Wilson?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the setup that we had last Thursday for the Veterans Day. Probably one of the better setups I've seen. And it's amazing how the flower pots up front grew all those flags. It was really nice and have the ones out front, so. And I understand there was other issues, but it was, everybody remarked, it was probably one of the best setups we've had. Thank you.
Any other
That's
old?
it.
That's it? I don't have anything? Chris?
No, no, thank you.
Okay. Then the next regular city council meeting will be Monday, December 6th, 6:30 PM here in the city council room. And we need a motion to adjourn at 6:55 PM.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Mr. Charbonneau, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Vashon. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it, motion carries. We are adjourned.